I've started gardening recently again. I think COVID was an opportunity to slow down, and quite often we take linguistics on the surface level of what it feels to us, our interpretation. When I think of roots, I think of plants, I think of trees, and roots are the unseen part. They're the part that's as deep as the plant is tall, and it anchors, enables that to grow. So growing up in British soil, I could identify as being Black British, but if you go into my roots, they reach across. I call myself a son of two sons, the son of the Caribbean, the West Indies, which raised my father, who came over when he was, I believe, in his late teens, to join his mother, and for them to be part of what would be considered the Windrush migration of Blacks from what was called the Empire, because Britain had colonized almost a third of the world. They called it the empire that the sun never set on. So I think a lot of my forebears identified as being part of the British Empire. So when the invitation came for them to make a life here, they migrated over. So that's part of my roots, being colonized, then feeling part of the colony, and coming over and beginning a new fight to be identified as Black and British and respected. On the other side, my mum, I suppose the roots go to the other side of the world, to Southeast Asia, where my mum's from the Philippines. And the Black gene is so strong. You know, I'm a melanated brother. You know, people think of me, they look at me and think I could be West African or Caribbean, but I'm proudly Filipino, even though when I went there as a child, about 11 years old, nobody looked like me. I was Michael Jordan and Michael Jackson to any and everyone who saw me, you know, when I was in the Philippines as a kid. But my grandparents accepted me. I was the second born, my sister's the elder, but we were the first grandchildren. And to be embraced by your native Filipino grandparents as one of theirs, it imprints on you. So I'm fiercely proud of being Filipino, even if I couldn't understand why I didn't look quote unquote Filipino. But there's a great documentary called Hidden Colors, a series of documentaries which I think you can find somehow, some way online through a stream. And here's the thing. Innocence is innocence is innocence as well. I always knew I'm Black. I always knew I was Filipino. I didn't understand why there would be some kind of contradiction. How can you be Black and Filipino? You don't look Filipino, you know. But in the documentary, there's a short moment where one of the historians explains that the first migration from Africa, where we're all from, going to Asia, the first place they landed was the Philippines. And like a missing piece of the puzzle, like my heart felt blessed. Like, I get it. I'm twice Black. You know, I went Black that way and I went Black that way, and I'm twice blessed. Look up the Aeta people. I think it's Aeta, and they look like me. They look like you. We've been everywhere. We were everywhere. So we're African, huh? But more recently, Filipino, Caribbean, and proudly Black, and here in Britain.